Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Lawnboy Blues 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games and sometimes friends. But Lawnboy Blues 1975.
Huh? Huh?
Hey!
I bet none of you saw that one coming. How the devil are you, sir?
I'm absolutely wonderful, mate. All the better for seeing you.
It's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, I was going to say the same and tell you what you told me. You were shorter than I expected.
He's shorter than I thought.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I've got that. I've had that as well.
Yeah,
I think there's camera. Well, you know they say the camera adds £10. That's only to women. to a bloke, it knocks off a couple of inches.
Well, I look fucking morbidly obese compared to you, eh?
So what brings you to Bristol apart from?
What?
Because you didn't just come to see me.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's the thing. I don't know how it came about. I
put a picture up with the word Bristol in the title, and I think it must have confirmed for you. Hang on a minute, I fly to Bristol, and
we were talking a couple of weeks ago. I don't know how I mentioned it, and I said about I think I just said to you, where do you stay? Are you quite close to Bristol Airport? You went, well, actually, yeah. So yeah, we organised it last week. Like a lot of things, you think, I'll never
you
come
said
off.
you'd buy me a burger.
Yeah, I did actually. I did.
You won't when you see the prices of Bristol's fucking Burger King.
Yes, I'm obviously down. I come down once a month. So yeah, if you don't get pissed off at me, we can do this again.
If you if you came down a little bit earlier. Hang on, this is for him. I was just talking about this previously. This is a fucking horrendous roundabout because we got to go right, and no one else knows what lane to be in. So you got this.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to filter across. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, if you were down for a bit longer, rush hour.
What's the time?
We're all right. It won't take too long. Look.
No, that's fine.
If you were down for a bit longer, I would have taken you to the Disney Heights of Taco Bell. Have you ever had a Taco Bell?
I certainly have. I don't think I've tried any. I did. There's one in Glasgow. I did do one in Glasgow. What we need to do, is there like a travel lodge or something kind of fairly, because I'm sure at some point I could come down on
there's loads.
a Thursday to Friday and then stay over on the Friday night and fly home on the Saturday morning, something like that.
Yeah, there's loads.
I'm sure we can do that.
What's that? Is that the one with Lenny Henry?
Yeah. Well, I was staying in a travel lodge. I was staying in a Premier Inn last night. It was a fucking shithole, honestly.
Was it quiet? The only reason I say that is I had a really early IT job. But I say really, it was like in the early 2000s, and I
thought you meant like in quarter to 8 this morning.
Oh no. Yeah.
That's early.
And we set up like networks. Do you remember ISDN? Before it was all broadband, it was ISDN. 256k.
That was like the sort of that would be like only businesses had that. Yeah. Was that like one up from? So what was the difference between
the ISDN
dial-up?
is dial-up's what?
Yeah.
Dial-up was 57k. ISDN was 256, but yeah, it was businesses and it cost a fortune. But I was staying in all the hotels on Park Lane, because that's where they've all got like theatres in them, believe it or not, and so that's where the companies had their AGMs, and so my company had to put me up in all these really posh hotels. I don't know if you've ever been on Park Lane, but you got the Aston Martin dealership and everything like that, and all these hotels. See, this isn't too bad, we're moving. All these hotels, you'd think like, oh, fucking damn, isn't it fucking amazing? No, they've all got really shit rooms as well. It may cost you £175 a night for the cheapest room, which is what I had, but yeah. I looked out my window, and if I could open the window, which I couldn't because it was bolted shut, I could have touched the window from the property on the other side. It was shit all down the aisle, and I had a radiator that chirped all night. I got no sleep. And so the first
Wait a
thing
minute, sorry, can I stop you there? You say it chirped. Did it sound like a cricket?
Yes.
You're
going to say it was probably a cricket.
My girlfriend Lee, she for about 2 years, she had this radiator, and it go. I'm not going to try it. Well, it was,
I know exactly. I can hear it.
I would describe it's like a trilling sound.
Yeah.
As you probably remember, I don't know if you remember, Wink, my daughter's lizard thing.
Yeah.
That I used to put pictures of. Wink was like he knew that Donald Trump was going to get into bloody power and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, Wink, he had to get fed live crickets, and the black ones would like trill. The reason I know it's trilling is if you've ever watched any like American thing on Netflix, and you've got the subtitles on, which we have to do because I'm getting to that.
Are you saying?
It'll say crickets trilling.
Are you saying that for these 20 odd years I've slagged off Park Lane Hotel, that I now owe them an apology?
But anyway, yeah. So I know a trill sound when I hear one.
I always thought it was air or something.
Well,
it was summer, so it couldn't
and
be.
She had this noise, and I'm like, that is exactly like a fucking cricket. And we're like, well, and then it got ridiculous. I'm thinking, maybe a cricket has escaped from Wink's vivarium, and it's somehow got into my fucking man bag that I take to Lee's at the weekend, and it's escaped from that, and it's gone behind her radiator. I'm like, that's a fucking cricket, that's a cricket. But we took, and to the point I was even, like, fucking, there was a wee hole in the wall, I fucking looked to see if I could see anything. I thought, well, the cricket will die. And it went quiet for about 3 months, and then it came back. I went, oh, fucking hell.
Why didn't you
anyway,
bring Wink over?
we got, I could have sent him in and taken the fucking thing out. Anyway, she got a new radiator, and the trilling stopped.
So it wasn't.
But it was, I know what you mean, it's exactly like a
so I don't have to
cricket.
apologise. Well, that's good. I don't have to apologise to Park Lane. But yeah, no, the point I was going to make is, because that's why I always ask when people talk about hotels, they start to say, was it quiet? Because I'll say, you know what, it can be cold, they can be rude as fuck, it can be like, you know, located in the worst part of the city, but as long as it's quiet at night, after that one night in Park Lane Hotel, I'm fine. That's all I want. Give me your best room, Lenny Henry.
So ISDN again, so that was, how did that differ from like dial-up
You had the
then?
same jack, but yeah, it was like I said, it was 256 k a second.
What did it stand for, ISDN?
I don't know, I used to know it. I remember my guy who was at her head office, which was in Bristol, he had no fucking tolerance or patience for people whatsoever, and he's the guy I had to call if the ISDN lines were down, even though it was in the hotel. And I'd say, go on then. This is it. You let them out, but they just sat there half asleep. Yeah, I remember when we had the floor patch up, and it was like 25 minutes until the AGM started. So you had a box, so you would ping it, and it wasn't working. Like, you plug the ISDN into a router, then your laptop into, these were like old Windows 98 second edition laptops, because you couldn't, for some, it was all our equipment was so shit, you couldn't use NT or XP on it. You had to use 98 second edition home, which is, you know, obviously, but you're a business. And then I just remember that, and this is what I learned this the hard way, and the guy couldn't get it working in the hotel, so I called my boss, Bristol, and I said, yeah, Russell, mate, I can't get it working. And he goes, well, tell him it's this, that and this. And I went, I did. And he goes, and what he said? He said, no, it's not. And he goes, well, what you need to do is, he said, hold the phone up. Held the phone up and said, tell him that he's a fucking retarded fucking idiot. And it's exactly what I just said it was. And I didn't think he was going to do it, so I held the phone up like that. And just went, one of those awkward moments where you're just like, yeah, that happened. Hi, you alright? This is either going to go one of two ways right now. You're going to help me, or this is going to be a very long AGM. He helped me, oddly enough. But yeah.
And I see that has fucking got to be the biggest, what do you call that, tachometer?
You can't use it.
It's like, fucking this.
Anyone who drives a Mini will know exactly what he's talking about, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about now.
It's like the size of a kitchen clock.
Yeah, you can't use this because you have to look left and down. So what you do is you set the speedo on your digital display.
Right. So is that just for effect, really, is it?
Yeah, basically.
Boy,
it's so you all go, oh look, the old Mini had that, the new Mini's got it. Oh, it is a Mini after all.
Was the old Mini, was that there as well, was it?
Yeah, and it had two little ones. This was like basically, they were. I know it's because I had.
I'm trying to remember what old cars had. I mean, they had a choke. They had a choke. They had the. Was it you and I that was talking about the chokes?
Because if you overcut, your dad would always go mental if you played. Don't fuck with a choke. Because if you.
You flooded the engine.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking hell.
If you fuck with a choke.
How did I flood the engine?
You're not going anywhere.
That makes me fucking all misty-eyed. The white dog turd. Fucking
white dog turds. You don't see them anymore.
Flooding the engine. Fucking hell. I remember my dad. In fact, I think we I think we spoke about that in the Christmas. Whatever it was.
And it's funny, I'll tell you what else randomly we talked about in the Christmas special, which I said something I loved about Christmas when I was a kid, was Viennettas. They've made a comeback, do you know this? It was on the news.
I thought, has it actually disappeared?
No, they've never gone away, but apparently they've had a massive resurgence in sales. And the news goes, it's because it's all 90s stuff, and I just said, no, it's not. It's because no one can afford to eat proper ice cream anymore.
They can't afford Cornettos or whatever it is, or Häagen-Dazs. You ever tried, you need to get a fucking mortgage to get Ben & Jerry's ice cream, like £8.95. Fucking hell.
I know that both of them had 3 triple heart bypasses. Do you know this? Do you want to know why?
Who are you talking about?
Ben & Jerry.
Oh, right.
Because they insisted from day one, even if they never got released, of trying every single flavour that was ever created. It's like, yeah, you just can't do that. That shit catches up with you. Look, white BMW pulls, oh, it's a Mercedes, pulls straight out in front of me.
Quite funny, because my accident that I had, that I think I mentioned in my waffle, my mate now fucking calls me Brian Harvey. Like he's apart from dealing drugs, obviously.
Remember he went to court once, and then he had to push his car home because he lost his licence, didn't he? So him and his mate physically came out of court, drove to
Harvey?
court. Yeah, he had like a Golf R32, so he had a nice car. He drove. This is like 15, maybe 20 years ago. Drove to court, lost his licence. So literally, he and his mate to physically push his car home. I'm kind of impressed by his commitments, but
apparently, he was eating and I don't know whether this is AI. I sincerely hope that this is actually true. There is actually a plaque on the wall that says this is where Brian Harvey ate what are the things that you get for Devon? It's not a sausage roll, a pasty. He was eating a Cornish pasty, and he fell out of the car and drove him, actually reversed over himself.
Fucking brilliant.
When I think about my accident,
I just realised I had the air on all this time, so probably none of that came out.
Well, I'll just need to re-record it next time. What was I going to say? Yeah, when I stopped the car and I turned to my side and the car started moving, if I had been getting out and I'd already had like my right leg out, potentially I could have driven over myself.
Yeah.
Frightening, folks. Absolutely frightening. So, if you're going to go to a burger place, who better to go with than the king of fast food, eh? Yeah. I haven't done one in 4 weeks, actually. What, Fat Fridays?
Yeah, I've done 2, but both of them corrupted. I got a Sony Handycam I bought from Cash Converters because I read online someone said was doing a review of it and they had it in Cash Converters. I bought it years ago and only got round to using it for 60 quid. And it's fucking brilliant in low light,
really?
And the mic and everything, but it does this weird thing. I'm sure every YouTuber gets this at some point. You shoot something, you film it, it recognises it on your phone, it recognises it on your camera, and you can physically play it. Go on then.
Yeah, but it's corrupt.
But you stick it on your computer, and your computer just says not fucking having that.
Have you tried other things? Because I know
I've tried every computer in the house.
Because I think Windows defaults to the Windows Media Player or something. I don't know. There is one that defaults to, but if you then do right click open with and then you pick the other one, it might be Windows. It's the other default one with Windows. I find that works sometimes, but
well, it won't read it in my editing software.
Right.
Anyway, we are here. We're at Burger King. We're also where my church of Fray Bentos is.
Oh, we were going to do a live Free Bentos.
God, we're still going to do it. Yeah.
Free Bentathon, something like that.
Because 70s food that you can still buy. Because what was the dehydrated curry? Remember was it Varga or something? Yeah, it was Space Age curry, basically. Anyway, let's go get some food.